Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our second meeting on our CSR initiative for Sustainable Development Goal 3, focus on good health and well-being. Let's start with a recitation of Al-Fatiha. I appreciate your commitment to improving health outcomes in our communities. Now, let's introduce our attendees. First, we have Mrs. Amira Zulfa, Head of Finance. Second, we have Mrs. Ainul Fatiha, Procurement Manager, and Dr. Raudatul Kalisa from the Community Engagement Team. Your contribution are vital for our success today. Are there any comments before we proceed?
Assalamualaikum and good morning. Thank you for being here as we discuss our CSR initiative. We have a budget of 100,000. It's crucial we allocate this fund wisely to maximize impact. After reviewing Dr. Rauda proposed medical equipment list, I suggest we prioritize items that meet immediate needs while providing long-term benefits for elderly care homes. Dr. Rauda, could you explain how you identify the most critical equipment? Understanding your process will help us to justify our spending.
Yes, sure, Ms. Zulfa. I consult with several elderly care homes and gather feedback from caregivers about their pressing needs to ensure we address actual requirements.
That's great to hear. Collaboration is key. I also suggest maintaining open communication with these facilities during procurement to adapt to any changes in their needs. Moving to the procurement timeline, could you please clarify how your team plans to ensure timely purchases while maintaining quality? Balancing cost and quality are crucial within our budget limitations.
Thank you, Zulfa. Let's ensure we stay aligned with our goals as we continue our discussion today. Shall we move on? Next, do we have any proposed amendment for today's agenda? It's important that we ensure our discussion cover all necessary topics, especially as we move forward with our initiative.
I suggest we allocate more time to discuss supplier timeline as they are critical to meeting our February deadline. Given the complexity of procurement and the potential for delays, I believe it would be beneficial to have a thorough discussion on this topic.
That's a valid point, Mrs. Ainul. Supplier timelines are indeed crucial for ensuring that we can deliver the necessary equipment on schedule. How much additional time do you think we should allocate for this discussion?
Oh, okay. I propose we add at least 10 minutes to this segment. This will give us ample time to address any potential challenges and ensure everyone is aligned on the procurement process.
I agree with Ms. Ainun. Moreover, I would like to include a brief discussion on the type of equipment we are procuring to ensure it aligns with community needs. It's essential that we not only focus on timeline, but also confirm that what we provide meet the specific requirement of the elderly care facilities.
Those are both excellent suggestions. Ensuring that our procurement aligns with community needs is vital for maximizing our impact. So, let's extend the discussion time and make sure we include your input. Dr. Rauda, are there any objection to this proposed amendment? Great. Just to recap, we will allocate an additional 10 minutes to discuss supplier timelines and include a segment focused on the types of equipment needed for the elderly care facilities. This will allow us truly address both aspects and ensure a comprehensive approach. Additionally, I want to remind everyone that amending the agenda during a meeting is a standard practice when new insight arise or when members feel that certain topics require more attention than initially planned. It's crucial for us to remain flexible and responsive to this need.
Okay, that's true. It's important for us as a team to be adaptable. If we find that other items need more time or if new topic come up during our discussion, we should feel empowered to propose further amendments as needed.
Exactly. And remember, once an agenda has been adopted, any change require either a simple majority or unanimous consent from all members present. This ensures that everyone has a voice in shaping our discussion. With that said, let's proceed with the revised agenda and dive into our discussion. So next, let us address any matter arising from the previous meeting. One key matter was finalizing the list of medical equipment required. Dr. Rauda, do you have an update on this?
Yes, I have consulted with several elderly care homes across our region. The most requested items include blood pressure monitor, glucose meter, wheelchair, and first aid kits. These items are essential for providing care to our elderly population who often face chronic health issues. So in addition to this item, I also recommend considering mobility aids like walker and specialized bed that can enhance patient comfort and safety in care facilities. I believe incorporating feedback from caregivers will help us understanding their needs better and ensure we are addressing all critical areas.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Rauda. Mrs. Einer, can your team handle sourcing these items within the budget?
Absolutely. My team will ensure we procure quality items within allocate 100,000 ringgit. Yes.
Okay, before we close, does anyone have any other matters to bring up?
I suggest documenting this initiative as a case study for future CSR programs.
A great suggestion. We'll designate someone to handle the documentation process. So, moving on, let's confirm the minutes from our last meeting on December 28th. Have all of you had a chance to review the document? It's important that we ensure accuracy in our record as they serve as the official account of our discussion and decision.
Yes, I have reviewed them and I found them accurate. The allocation of 100,000 and the February delivery timeline are clearly stated. I appreciate how well the minute captured on our discussion regarding procurement and our commitment to supporting the elderly care facilities.
Thank you, Mrs. Zulfa. It's crucial that we maintain clarity in our documentation so that everyone can refer to it when needed. Accurate minutes not only help those who attended but also serve as a reference for anyone who may not have been present.
I agree with Ms. Zulfa. The minutes reflects our discussion well, and I have no correction from my side. It's essential we keep these records clear, especially since they outline our commitments and actions item moving forward.
Absolutely. The minutes are a legal record of what transpired during our meeting, and they help ensure accountability within our team. For those who may not be familiar with the process, it is standard practice for us to review and approve the minute at the beginning of each meeting. This allows us to address any discrepancies while everything is still fresh in our mind.
That is a good point. If any errors or omissions were to go to uncorrected, it could lead to confusion later regarding what was agreed upon or what actions need to be taken.
Exactly. Therefore, if there are no objections or amendments to the minutes, I would like to ask for a motion to approve them as presented.
I move approve the minutes as presented.
I second that motion.
Thank you both. Now, let us proceed with a quick vote on this motion. All those in favor of approving the minutes from our last meeting, please raise your hands. Thank you.
Sure.
The motion carries unanimously. The minutes are hereby confirmed as accurate. Thank you all for your diligence in reviewing them. Let us move forward with today's agenda. So now, let us discuss any issues that have arisen since our first meeting on December 28th. Dr. Rauda, have you encountered any challenge while coordinating with the care homes?
Yes, I have some care home express concern about the maintenance of the medical equipment once delivered. They worry about who will handle repair or replacement if something breaks.
That's an important point. Mrs. Ainer, how do we plan to address this issue?
Okay. We could include a warranty clause in our agreements with supplier. This ensures that any defects or maintenance issue will be recover for a specific periods. Yes.
How long should the warranty period be? Should we standardize it across all equipment or will it vary?
Oh, I suggest we aim for at least a 1 year warranty for all equipment. We can negotiate longer periods for high value items like wheelchair or glucose monitors.
How will the care home be informed about the warranty details and the process to claim rebate?
I think we should include a user guide with the equipment, clearly outlining the warranty terms and contact details for repair. Mrs. Ainer, can your team handle this?
Oh, yes, we can prepare the necessary documentation.
Okay. Is there any other issues we need to address?
Yes, Chairperson. While reviewing the budget allocations, I noticed that transport costs for delivering equipment to care homes in remote areas were not included.
Why wasn't this accounted for earlier? Was it an oversight during the initial planning?
Yes, it seems so. We focus primarily on the cost of procurement and overlook logistics.
Where are these remote care homes located? If we met the delivery routes, could we consolidate shipment to reduce costs?
That's a good idea. We can group deliveries based on location. Okay. Additionally, we could explore working with local transport company to reduce expenses.
Oh, I
Yes.
see. How will this affect our budget? Mrs. Zulfa, do we have room for this additional logistic cost?
I will review our budget and identify areas where we can adjust. Alternatively, we could allocate a small portion of our contingency fund if necessary.
Excellent. Let's proceed with this solution. Dr. Rauda, please provide a list of care homes requiring a long distance delivers. So, Mrs. Ainer can plan the routes, while Mrs. Zulfa keep us updated on the budget adjustment.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let us address the key point of our initiative. First, we need to discuss the procurement timelines. Mrs. Ainer, what is your team's plan?
Okay. We will reach out to our supplier by January 10, finalize
Okay.
quotation by January 20, and place orders by January 25. So delivery is expected by February 5. And this timeline is designed to ensure that we have everything in place well before our target delivery dates.
Ms. Ainul, why do we need to finalize by January 20? Can we allow more time for comparison to ensure we get the best deal?
Oh, that's a fair point, Dr. Roda. But extending the timeline may delay delivery. To address this, I plan to pre-qualify suppliers in advance and use a standardized RFQ process. This will help us balance true roughness and timeliness.
Uh, who will be who will oversee the evaluation of these suppliers to ensure fairness?
Oh, my team will handle this evaluation, and I will share updates with all of you for transparency.
Okay, that's a good approach. Mrs. Ainer, what specific criteria will you use to evaluate supplier?
Mm, For that, we will focus on three main criteria. First one is quality of product. This one is based on past performance and customer review. Secondly, delivery timelines. Uh, delivery timeline is for their tracks record for meeting deadline. And thirdly, cost competitiveness. Uh, Cost competitiveness is very important to ensure value for money without compromising quality.
That sounds strict but doable. Why not prioritize critical items like wheelchair first? If there's delay, we still have the essential covered.
Oh, that's a great idea. I will ensure we'll share our order first and inform supplier about their urgency.
Where will the wheelchairs be sourced from? Because local supplies might be faster and cheaper.
Oh, I will explore local supplier first to save our budget and cost. And of course, it will reduce our delivery time.
Good. Dr. Rauda, how will you coordinate delivery schedule with the care homes?
I propose mid-February for delivery. Once order are placed, I will confirm dates with the care home to ensure they are prepared to receive the equipment.
How will we monitor the budget to ensure no overspending?
I will provide weekly updates on expenditures against our 100,000 budget. If there are any discrepancies, I will flag them immediately.
Perfect. Regular updates will ensure transparency. Dr. Rauda, how do you propose we measure the success of this initiative?
We could conduct survey and interview with staff at the care home to gather insight on how the equipment is being utilized.
Oh, what about documenting the entire process? It could be help us refine future CSR programs.
That's a fantastic suggestion. Documentation will also be valuable for reporting to stakeholders.
Can we establish KPI to measure impact? For example, users rate feedback or care improvement or residents' satisfaction score.
Um, how would we track resident satisfaction? Perhaps through surveys or suggestion boxes?
Excellent ideas. Combining quantitative data with qualitative insights will give us a comprehensive understanding of our impact. So, now let's delegate some tasks. First, Mrs. Ainul, you can lead the procurement process and prioritizing wheelchair. Next, Dr.
Noted.
Rauda, you will coordinate with care homes for delivery scheduling. And Mrs. Zulfa, you will manage budget tracking and weekly updates.
Okay.
Collectively, we will define KPIs in the next meeting. Does everyone agree with this task assignment?
Agree.
Agree.
Okay. Before wrapping up, any final thoughts?
Should we consider collaborating with healthcare professionals to track health improvement over time?
When we could we start such collaboration, will it be post delivery or simultaneous with our distribution?
I think we will plan that after the delivery phase. Collaboration will strengthen the initiative impact.
No
Uh,
further comment.
okay. Thank you all. Let's keep communication open and work together to achieve our goals. Okay,
Sure.
before we wrap up today's meeting, I would like to open the floor for any other business or additional topics anyone wishes to discuss that relate to our mission of promoting good health and well-being. Please feel free to share any thoughts or concern you may have.
Thank you, Chairperson. I have a question regarding our budget allocation. Given the potential for unforeseen expenses, should we consider establishing a contingency fund? This will allow us to address any unexpected costs that might arise during procurement or delivery
Mm.
processes without jeopardizing our main budget.
That's a valid point, Mr. Sulfa. Establishing a contingency fund would provide us with the flexibility we need. Would you be able to propose a specific percentage of our budget that we could allocate for this purpose?
I suggest we consider allocating around 10% of total budget as a contingency fund. This will give us a safety net while still allowing us to focus on our primary objectives.
Great suggestion. We can discuss this further offline after assessing potential costs more closely before finalizing our budget allocation.
Oh, uh, I would like to raise another point regarding supplier relationship.
Okay.
How do we ensure that our supplier align with our values, particularly in terms of ethical sourcing and sustainability? It might be beneficial to develop a set of criteria for evaluating potential supplier beyond just cost and availability.
That's an excellent consideration, Mrs. Ainul. Establishing criteria for supplier evaluation can help us maintain our commitment to social responsibility throughout the supply chain. Perhaps we could create a checklist that include factors such as ethical labor practice, environmental sustainability, and community impact.
I completely agree with both Zulfa and Ainul. I think it would be beneficial if we could organize an awareness campaign around health screening and these elderly care homes once we are delivering the equipment. This could further enhance their well-being. How do we incorporate this into our current plans?
Dr. Rauda, that's a fantastic idea. Engaging local healthcare professional or organization specializing in geriatric care for these screenings would create a comprehensive support system for these elderly care homes. We should also consider involving volunteers from within our organization or local universities who may be interested in gaining experience while contributing positively.
Um, it will also be great if we could create informative materials like brochures or flyers that outline how residents can use their new equipment effectively. This could empower them and their caregivers with knowledge about their health management.
Oh, I agree with you, Zulfa. Educational session could accompany this material so residents understand their health condition better. We could also document this initiative as part of our CSR efforts to showcase the impacts we are making.
Excellent suggestion. Let's ensure that we incorporate educational materials and sessions into our plans moving forward. This will not only enhance the value of our contribution, but also foster a culture of health awareness within these communities.
Lastly, I would like to ask how we plan to measure the success of our initiative post implementation. What metric will we use to evaluate whether we meet our goal?
That's an important question, Dr. Rauda. I suggest that we conduct post-delivery survey with the facilities and plan follow-up visit to evaluate how effectively the equipment is being used and whether it meets their needs. Additionally, tracking usage rates and gathering feedback from both staff and residents will give us a valuable insight into the impact of our contribution. So, we have reached the end. In closing, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for your commitment and contribution towards achieving SDG, good health and well-being. The work we do is not just about fulfilling a corporate responsibility. It is about making a real difference in the life of individuals who depend on our support. Let us remember that every action counts, no matter how small it may seem, and together we can create a healthier future for those who need it the most. Thank you once again for your participation today and your dedication to this important cause. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.